Tonight on the show, I've got two of the stars of the new Star Trek film. Beam me down to the stage. No, not the audience. I need them for the show. Get them back. All right, try the other button now. That's it. Let's start the show. Show for you tonight. Captain James T. Kirk himself, Chris Pine, is here. I know. The gorgeous Kэtrolll is on the show. Star Trek baddie and Sherlock Holmes himself, Benidict Cumberbatch, is here. I know. Plus, we've got music from the lovely Bonnie Tyler, everybody. Hey! Bonnie Tyler. Bonnie, of course, representing the UK in Eurovision this year. Do you remember Bonnie back in the 80s? Do you? She was massive. Absolutely, well, massive hair. That was certainly big. No, right, that was the photo shoot for her single Total Eclipse of the Heart. What a massive hit. 14 million cans of hairspray for that photo alone. Hey, so pleased to be welcoming Benidict Cumberbatch to the show. Now, think about Benidict. He doesn't just do films and TV. Benidict recently starred in Danny Boyle's award-winning staging of Frankenstein. Now, here he is as the monster. Terrifying. That is a terrifying scene when the monster is brought to life with electricity. Imagine what would someone look like if they'd had several thousand volts shoot through their body. Benidict is also the star of the brilliant Sherlock. Now, I know. There have been so many different versions. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Young Sherlock Holmes, and perhaps my favourite, Holmes Under the Hammer. The Case of the Avocado Bathtub. Gone down in value. And Chris Pine is here, everyone. Yeah. And Chris is starring with Benidict in the new Star Trek movie. Oh, I love the way those Star Trek uniforms are so figure-hugging, so flattering, aren't they? Yeah. Live long and prosper. I doubt it. More pie. Aw, no girlfriend. No, actually, do you know, it's a stereotype that Star Trek fans don't have girlfriends. Not all Trekkies go to bed alone. No. Step away from the bear. Now, this new movie is called Star Trek Into Darkness. The budget was £120 million, ladies and gentlemen. I know. Yeah. Whereas the budget for the original series was £4.50. Hey, we've got £3 left. Let's have a party. I used to love the old series. Captain Kirk was so handsome. What was it that he had that made him so popular with the ladies? Let's get the guests on! Later we'll be having music from Bonnie Tyler. But first, set your faces to stunned. It's Chris Pine. There he is. Hello, sir.
How are you, man?
Really nice to meet you. Hi. Oh,
thank you.
Beaver down from Planet Hot. It's Kэtrolll. Woo! Woo! Hello, darling. Hi. No. Oh. Do some hugging. And Captain, the engine's gonna take it. It's Benidict Cumberbatch. Hugging. Hello. Sit yourself down. Right. Shove up.
Yes, let's get cozy.
Shut up, get cozy.
We've just met.
I know, it's like a little Star Trek sandwich.
Yeah.
And Kim, you get to choose between good Star Trek or bad Star Trek. Which is more appealing, good or evil?
Oh, I like a little bit of both.
Oh, well, we have both available. Actually, I say it's a Star Trek sandwich, but in fact, Kэtrolll, you are Star Trek filling in the Star Trek sandwich.
I'm the protein.
Yeah. No, you were in Star Trek, was it 6?
Six, yes, the undiscovered country.
Yeah.
I played the baddie. One
Oh,
of the
did you?
baddies, yes.
How was it for you?
It was quite good. And you?
It's very good,
Isn't
yes.
it fun?
It's really good
You
fun.
want to take over the Enterprise.
You do,
or it's
not in front of the captain.
Oh, sorry.
No, 'cause you played a Vulcan.
Yes, I did.
We've got a picture of you there as the Vulcan. Oh.
Watch out for that laser.
There are a few people that can outact the pointy ears. You still...
But now, talking to fans, obviously, Chris, you've been all over the world promoting the Star Trek movies. Where are the Star Trek fans kind of the wildest, the keenest?
I don't know. Here, Moscow is kind of incredible. It's freezing in Moscow right now, and there was a ton of fans out there that had stayed out overnight, and it was like our own little version of Beatlemania. It was fun.
Mind you, you've got chased down a street in New York, didn't you, Chris?
I did. Oh, I did. So we were in New York. Zach Quinto, who plays Spock, was there, and he was on the west side, and I was on the east side. And we decided to meet up for lunch. He said, "Come on by to my place. I'm staying on the West Side Highway. It's only like a 10-minute drive." So I said, "Absolutely." So I hopped in the car and got let out. And as I'm like approaching, I see just streams of people. And they're not wearing all that much clothing. They seem to be having a great time. It was Gay Pride Day in New York. So I got let off, and I just come from the gym, and I was wearing a tank top and these shorts. So I get out, and
You were like a party treat.
So I start walking towards Zach's apartment, but there's this whole barricade set up in front of Zach's apartment. So I call Zach. Zach's not picking up. I talk to the cops. The cops say, in order to get to the apartment, I got to walk around the block. And slowly but surely, you know, people, not many people know who I am, but I get very often they kind of like, aren't you, you know? And that started happening, and I started looking around, just getting very nervous. And then I saw this very large gentleman wearing a sock.
On his foot?
About the same size. At which point I proceeded to basically make like marathon time back to the city.
He just ran.
It's the second workout.
Did he chase you?
He was behind me for quite a bit.
Well, listen, Star Trek Into the Darkness. No, Into Dark. Yeah, so Star Trek Into Darkness. That's what it's called.
Yes.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
That's
I'll say it
right,
a few
yes.
times.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
cheer everybody up. It's out next Thursday, the 9th of May. And this is your second outing as Captain Kirk.
It is indeed.
Yeah. And watching the film, it strikes me, Captain Kirk, obviously very, very brave. Very, very brave. Very, very loyal, also. But a bit thick. I mean, he doesn't take
Thick, you
advice.
mean like thick?
No.
Thick.
Sorry, that would be a very rude thing to say to anybody, yeah. I noticed in the IMAX, really quite chunky. No, he's a bit, like, he doesn't take any advice. He's got all these brilliant people telling him what to do, and he goes, no, I'm not going to do that.
He's a very headstrong, obstinate, at least the character that I play. But I mean, I think that's what's interesting about this series is that it's not, you know, it's not like Batman or it's not Superman. It's not one man against the world. And I think in the beginning, my character feels like he is this one man against the world army. And then in his growth, you know, in the second film that we have now, he learns a lot about humility and what it means to be a leader of men and what it means what it means to question yourself and the vulnerability that people in that position of responsibility feel.
And, of course, Benedict, you're the baddie. And can you tell us anything? Or is it... Because I know J.J. Abrams is notoriously incredibly secretive.
I shouldn't really be on the talk show because I can't say anything.
You're in the posters. We've seen you in the posters.
Oh, I'm allowed to say that? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you're in it.
No,
Yeah.
I've seen the posters. They're crazy. Yeah, I could say a little bit about him. I mean, he's a terrorist. And in the sense that terrorists can... Well, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. He does things for a good reason, for his reason, but... he's pretty devastating, and he uses his wits as much as his brawn, and that was fun to do.
Because you play lots of mind games with Captain Kirk.
I do, yeah. No, I mean we're sort of like different sides of the same coin. There's a huge deal of shadow play going on. And it's a very interesting manipulation of Kirk and Spock actually. He plays with Kirk's humanness, which Chris just triumphs in. I think. I mean, isn't he a break? He's a fantastic Captain Kirk, isn't he?
Yeah.
Those are big shoes. Really big
thick
shoes.
Thick shoes to fill.
Thick shoes, we've already said. He's not only a thick man, he's also wide-footed.
It's only a 9
William Shatner, honestly, yeah.
But in real life, then it sounds like Chris played mind games on you.
This is making me very proud.
Didn't you film in a real?
Oh yeah, no, there was one spectacular.
This does make you sound. This does make you sound like a moron.
Yeah, no. Anyway, the point is this: we were in this incredible place called NIF, the National Ignition Facility, which is in Northern California, near Baltimore, and it is Star Trek. It is a place where they want to shoot lasers around this. It's like a chemistry plant. It is huge, and they're aiming these lasers at a target that's half the breadth of a human hair. Should it work? Well, when it works is what they like to say. It will produce a continual form of energy. It will be an incredible, incredible thing. Anyway, so I go in there going, wow, this is the real deal. This is incredible. So already I'm like, yes, OK, so what can we not touch? OK, but everything's safe? Yes, no, you're allowed to walk here. It's fine. We've cordoned off areas. It's safe. And then JJ gave me another page of dialogue. This is just me basically excusing myself for what happened. Before I arrived, I got on set. I'll tell it from my point of view, and then he can tell it from his point of view. I got on set and was told to put on neutron cream.
Neutron cream.
I know,
you know, neutron cream.
This is America. This is health and safety. This is basically a walk-in lab and experiment. So, you know, I was gullible, and I just wanted to do, you know, yes, I'll do what I'm told. So I put on the neutron cream.
Now, mind you, too, the neutron cream has to be applied, we told Benedict. This is Simon and I coming up. This is more Simon than anybody else. Yeah. You have to apply the cream, and it's just dots on your face. So here's Benedict coming to set, and he's got these very intense scenes, and he's a super badass guy, and he's walking around with sunscreen spots, original, all over his face. And two, in order to get the neutrons off of you, not only do you have to apply neutron cream, you have to jump up and down and shake.
So well thought out.
Man, it was... Yeah, my science teacher is sitting at home now saying, see, I told you. I should have paid more attention rather than farting around and acting, but I mean, seriously, it was very, very funny, and they did a brilliant job of it. Even the most burly, kind of crotch-scratching, spitting Americana grip, he was much more gentlemanly than that, but I'm trying to build a picture. This was a man's man. Even he would sort of, when they said, OK, everyone, it's time to shake out, now he would jump around and do the neutron shake. So, I mean, they had me. They completely had me.
Well, this doesn't involve neutron cream, but it is the two of you in action. I don't think it needs any setting up. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Let me explain what's happening here. You are a criminal. I watched you murder innocent men and women. I was authorized to end you. And the only reason why you are still alive is because I am allowing it. So shut your mouth.
Captain, you're gonna punch me again over and over till your arm weakens. Clearly you want to, so tell me. Why did you allow me to live?
We all make mistakes.
No. I surrendered to you because, despite your attempt to convince me otherwise, you seem to have a conscience, Mr. Kirk. If you did not, then it would be impossible for me to convince you of the truth. 23174611. Coordinates not far from Earth. If you want to know why I did what I did, go and take a look.
They're loving it. They're loving it. Remember, Star Trek is one of those things. The Trekkies, the fans, like Chris, your fans have a name. They're called
the Pine Nuts. Yes,
the Pine Nuts.
I know them well.
Oh, a few Pine Nuts.
Yes.
And Benedict, what are your fans called?
The Cumber Collective.
No, they're not. That is not what they're called, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, you know, this is BBC One. You can say it if you want, but I'm not going to say it.
Well, your fans...
Cumberbitches. Oh, God.
Yeah. That seems a weird thing to call themselves.
I don't think they meant to offend themselves when they called them that. I do worry about, you know, how far feminism has been set back, but there we go.
Go on now.
Yeah, quite right, sister.
Now, on Twitter and stuff, do your fans have a name, Kim?
A name?
Like Catralligators or something, or... We spent a long time trying to think of it. We came up with Catralligators, Kimikazes, or Kimbaseals, but that's quite rude.
Yeah,
kidney
First
seals.
one.
Yeah. Catrolligators?
I like the
I'm not sure that's going to catch on, but yeah, we'll...
No.
Check it out on Twitter.
Cats.
Sorry.
The
Well, yes, we'll
Cats.
talk about it on
The
Twitter.
Tricala
Yeah.
cats.
Oh, I
The
like
Tricala
that.
cats.
That's very good.
That's it. You can
It's
make it.
very 60s.
Yeah. You bought the neutron cream, but that is quite clever. That's
The
quite
neutron
clever.
cream obviously works.
Now, quite a few fans in tonight, I know, and some of them seriously have travelled from afar. So let's see who is the most devoted fan, who's travelled the furthest. So if you've travelled to see the guys tonight, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Oh, quite a few, quite a few. Oh, look, there's a lady with 2 hands up there. Hang on 1 second. Now, stand up, do. What's your name?
Anna.
Anna. And now you are a Kamberbэтch? You're a pine nut?
Yes,
She's
I
a
am.
pine nut, everybody. And there you go. Where have you come from?
Kent.
Where?
Kent.
Kent.
Yeah.
Woo! She is crazy about you, Chris. Kent. I mean, it'll be 10 o'clock before she's home. Not too good. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. All the people who travel for. Oh, hello. Hello. Stand up, too.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Where are you
Hi.
from?
Kent.
Oh, for God's sake. OK. Let's just rule Kent out. Anyone who didn't come from Kent... Oh, OK. Oh, yeah, lady there. Stand up, too. Hi, where are you from?
Hi, I'm from Germany.
Really? Did you come from Germany?
I took a 20-hour bus to London.
Wow. That's impressive. You'll be too familiar with Kent, won't you? What was your name?
Shenglin.
Shenglin from
Yes.
Germany, 20 hours into the... Are you... Well, let's try and guess. I'm saying... Kamberbэтch? You are Kamberbэтch?
Yes, I
She's a
am.
Kamberbэтch. OK. Great. Oh my God! 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 Oh! 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 I can't believe it! Oh my God! Oh! You started something now. You started something now. So where are you from?
Hong Kong.
Who are you here for?
I'm coming for Benedict. Hi.
Did you really fly in? Oh, more to say.
See you again.
You really flew in?
Yes.
You really special.
I took a 12-hour direct flight from Hong Kong to here, and I applied 5 days annual leave from the work to see you.
Very good. You can have a seat. Yeah. Very good. Very good. It's not 20 hours on a bus. That's all I'm saying. You got fed. There was wine. You know. Now, who else had hands up? Hello. Who are you here for?
Germany.
Another Germany
Yeah.
person. Did you fly or bus?
No, we flew.
Oh, I've no interest. Stand up too. Stand up too. Where are you from?
Nebraska.
Nebraska. And well, you dropped something in there. You've got a little thing there. So do you now? Do you live here?
No.
You flew in specially from Nebraska?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Did you really? All the way from Nebraska?
Yes.
For this?
Yes.
God. And you are now. What do you think? Pine nut?
Kamberbэтch.
It's another compliment. Okay. Stand up, dude. Hello. What's your name?
Yasuko Hirohata.
Sorry?
Yasuko Hirohata.
Hello. Hi. And where are you from?
Japan.
No. Did you fly in from Japan?
Brian.
Specially?
Special.
Oh, now. So this is it. Japan's further than Hong Kong, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So Japan, and you're here for Kamberbэтch or pine nut?
Pine.
It's a pine nut! We have a pine nut! You have to now. You have to. Yeah. Oh my actual God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm gonna say hi to Ken.
Oh, go on. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out, sweetheart. Ken? Yes?
Oh, now wow. Take a walkabout.
Fine now.
Get back down here. You get back down here. Oh, very good. That was very good. What nice guy.
He just kissed one of my bitches. Oh.
You said it.
I can't believe I said it. I've been drawn into their game.
I stole one of your
Can we
covers.
have a nice Venn diagram of Pine bitches, maybe? Oh, just join forces. There's no reason for them not to be friends.
Well, they'll be Trekkies now.
Good.
Yeah, that's what they'll be. That's
Right.
what they'll be.
Another big family, OK.
Hey,
Wow.
here's the good news. Kim Cattrall is in a play. You really... yes, very good. And, you know, you think, play, schmay, but this is very posh.
Yes.
Old Vic,
Exciting.
lead role, Tennessee Williams. I mean, it's as posh as it gets for theatre, really.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you must be thrilled.
I am. This has been in the works for about 2 years, called Sweet Bird of Youth. It's about a middle-aged woman who is a drug addict, an alcoholic, and a sex addict. I thought, why would they
You're
cast
selling
me?
it really well. You're selling it really well. Just go with nudity. Yeah.
And her boyfriend is a 26-year-old stud.
I'm auditioning tomorrow.
No, it's been cast. Oh. It's been cast. What's his name? Seth Numbrick.
Numerick. Yes, there he is.
Oh,
He's
there you are.
Yes, at the Olivier's, yeah.
And, of course, the director...
Marion Elliott.
She won an Olivier,
yes,
didn't she?
Yes, she did.
It's like tick, 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 tick.
Yes, all ticks, all go.
Yeah.
Please come see it.
And the character you play is famous. She's a star.
Yes, she's a big, big star in the 50s. It all happens in the 50s, as most of Tennessee Williams' plays, most of them are. And she was like a Gene Tierney character, a very, very big star. And then she got into sort of middle-aged, and then, you know, the opportunity stopped. The roles were not there anymore. And then she started to drink and drug and sex.
Well, you know, you got to fill the days. Yeah. And can you kind of relate to her fame, or was fame different in the 50s?
I think it was different in the sense that they weren't television, was just beginning. And I think then that they were so iconic. I mean, they obviously are now. People are flying in from God knows where. It's fantastic.
Japan.
It's really, Japan,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, or Kent. But I think there were just fewer of them, and they weren't really seen in public except in Hollywood, maybe, or, you know, very, very rarely. So now I think that because the world is a smaller place, you know, it is a different time.
And people have access as well, don't they?
Totally, yes, internet.
And it's super. It previews for the 1st of June, but then it's really good by the 12th.
And really great by August 31st when it closes.
No, because the last time I saw Bennedict was at the National, where you and Johnny Lee Miller were swapping, playing the Doctor and Backside. And he's so naked, that poor monster, for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, because nudity in plays is normally brief. It's not, you know, but...
It was a good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then there was the time the audience were coming in before he gets sort of reborn.
Yeah, you were in that big sock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kind of term that I've heard for it. That's good. Big latex diaphragm. No, there was one night when I was sort of suspended there, sort of, you know, like Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, sort of spinning around. I could hear people coming in and they went, "Oh, no, is it him? I wanted to see the other one playing the creep." Oh, great, OK, fantastic. So I'm just going to flop out naked and try and persuade you it's worth the money and the wait.
And it must have been very hard when people you knew were in, sitting close.
Yeah, no, well, I had... Olivia, my ex-girlfriend's mother, and her were both in, and she said, "We got tickets quite near the front. Is that a problem?" And I went, not if I angle myself in a particular way. It should be all right, but, you know, there's always the...
You don't want your mother-in-law just...
Being teabagged? No.
No. Yeah, leads to an awkward Christmas, doesn't it?
I was very nervous that night. I was nervous every night. It was a hard ask, but it was an incredible challenge.
Kim, you should just tell people you're doing full nudity. sell the tickets, and then when you don't, no one can complain, because it'll make them seem like a perv. That's just my marketing tip.
I think I'm going to put that on my iPhone.
It's just a marketing tip. Now, because unlikely, because Chris Pine, you seem like a movie star. You look like a movie star. You seem like a movie star.
He is
a movie star. God damn it! People have flown in from Japan. But you actually have done loads of stage work.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit. I've done three plays in Los Angeles, one at the Geffen and the Mark Taper, and two at the Geffen, actually, which are the bigger theaters in Los Angeles, and had a great time. Did a play by Martin McDonough at the Taper called Lieutenant of Inishmore, and I love it. I mean, I just love the, as you know, too, performing to an audience. There's nothing like that energy of feeling the audience. It's just simply.
Do you miss that kind of immediate reaction to things?
I do. You know, like the last time I was on stage, I did this thing, Lieutenant of Inishmore, and I'd go to the wings 5 or 10 minutes before, and I wasn't on right away. But it is an electrical charge that is inexplainable. It's this beautiful kind of. And it changes from night to night. It varies from night to night, and the energy is different. But there's nothing quite. Yeah. There's just nothing quite like it.
And presumably because it's live, stuff just happens that you don't plan for.
Stuff happens all the. And I'd love to hear your stories. But yeah, I was doing a play, and it was the classic, the Sunday matinee. We have matinees on Sundays in the States, and there we were, and it's a high-pitched, fast-paced play, so there's no breaks, and our director was constantly no breaks. And then finally there's a pause. And then in this pause, I'm looking at the woman that I'm in love with, and we're gonna reconcile, and it's this moment of tremendous drama. And then from just stage left, you hear, "Louder, please." Louder. Louder. You know, you're in the tension of the moment. You're trying to maintain a certain amount of, you know, there is a fourth wall. And then you take a breath and you're like, I'm not going to respond to this. I'm not going to respond to this. And I go to say my line. Louder, please. So then finally we talked to this woman. We told her to shut up and please leave.
Did you say it loudly?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's quite something, and you have to get on with the show. So she was ushered out, and we just kind of got on with it.
And like for Kim, I just love that idea. Here you are, Tennessee Williams at the Old Vic in London, and I was reading like your first role on stage. Like it's been a long journey from your first role to here.
Yes.
Because didn't you play a cold germ?
Yes, I did. Do you want to hear some?
Oh, you're kidding. Do you remember it?
Yes, I do.
What was the name of the play?
Piffle, It's Only a Sniffle. And hooray, hip hip, I'm post-nasal drip. I am His Highness, the head-aching sinus. I woo with fluenza and rhapsy cadenza, and I think it's so much fun to make your nose run.
Well remembered. Very good. Mind you, it was only last year. And Benedict Cumberbatch, it's a huge year for you, not just Star Trek, that would be kind of enough. But you've also just started filming the new series of Sherlock.
I have, yeah.
So I know. It's just brilliant. It is just brilliant. And presumably it starts off where the last one finished.
It does, yeah. We're halfway through the second episode now, so we've done the explanation
of the jumping off the building,
reuniting of Watson and Sherlock. Yes.
Now we've got this is you now. This is you refilming it.
Yes.
Is the explanation you're hanging off a rope? And also, because...
I think they were crossing me. I think I hadn't remembered my lines, and they just decided to hang me out.
But also, you look at all the people in the street. Presumably, do all those people now know what happened?
Yeah, no. No, I'd say that they definitely don't. That's the brilliance of it.
Well, they know something happened.
Yeah, we all know something happened. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a given. But no, they don't. They don't. They really don't. That's what's really enjoyable about it.
And was it odd going back to be Sherlock to match up? Because for Star Trek, you've kind of totally beefed up and been to the gym and all that.
I've got quite skinny again now, and you know he's a bit more of a lean thinking machine. I mean, he runs around and he does things, but he's not the kind of warrior and combat weapon expert that my character in Star Trek is. But Yeah, no, it wasn't difficult. There was a huge lag as well. Like, we finished, what, in May or something? Like, about this time last year. And,
oh, wow.
In the meantime, yeah, I've done other things and lost a bit of chunker-munker weight.
That sounds wrong, too.
Yeah. You're sick. What, mine, Graham?
Oh, chunker-munk sounds...
Chunker-munk is like an ice
Sounds
cream.
like a candy bar.
Like, exactly.
Yeah, it does.
I've never heard of it.
OK, I mean...
Yeah, OK. And the famous kind of dialogue, the speeches that Sherlock does, the kind of, you know, the kind of moss that grows on the east side, and it must have been after midnight, and blah, 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 blah. Are, like, those things, are they incredibly hard to learn?
I make it up.
No, you don't.
I don't make it up. Of course I don't. They're amazingly hard to learn. Yeah, but actually, not just as hard to learn, but you have to speak them at the speed of thought. So you have no thought time. Even now, when I'm thinking of what to say next, I'm going into my brain to some weird, dusty file of words that can make sentences. Whereas in that, you just have to go and hope it's all there. And that is hard. That is tricky.
And when you're doing it, are you acting, or are you just remembering it?
Hopefully I'm acting as well, Graham. Because otherwise I'd look like an actor going bada 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 bada. Can I get that right? And hopefully...
No, you're very good at it. I just wondered what was going on in your head.
I see in my head. Oh, that's... No, that would be telling.
OK.
Usually it's like driving a very fast car and going, oh, my God, is that a wall? You know, that's kind of what it feels like.
Well, you should know. You went to theatre school.
Yes, you did, Graham. All this
Look at me now. Now, Bennett. Bennett, we must talk about your voice. Because you've got this fantastic voice, and you can make anything kind of sound sinister.
That's very kind.
Well, you can. It's really kind of chilling. And we just wondered, can you make anything sound sinister? So, one of the things I've got to do, I do a trail, you know, for the show, you know, watch this week.
Yeah.
Right? So if I do it as I do it, but if you could try it, but make it sinister. Could you do that?
I'm tempted to impersonate you, but all right, OK. All right, I'll do it.
OK. So this is what they normally are like. You've seen these on the telly. OK, so... Join me with Hollywood heartthrob Chris Pine, theatrical siren Kim Cattrall, one of the hottest actors around, Bенedictt, and flying the flag for Britain, Eurovision hopeful Bonnie Tyler. Woohoo! Friday at 10:35 on BBC One and BBC One HD. That's that. OK. So, can you try that?
Oh, God, what, at that speed?
No. That was just upbeat.
OK, all right.
OK, so you sit in there. You sit in there.
Come on.
OK. OK, can you read that?
This is important.
Can you read that?
Lean forwards.
OK, so...
In a sort of sinister way. OK.
Sinister as you like. Yeah.
Join me with Hollywood heartthrob Chris Pine, theatrical siren Kim Cattrall, the hottest chat show host in the world, Graham Norton, and flying the flag for Britain, Eurovision hopeful Bonnie Tyler. Woohoo.
Nice line, really. Wow. And the last bit as well?
Oh, go on.
Friday, 10:35 on BBC One and BBC HD.
You make it look so easy. Stay there, do the music.
Well, the rest of it.
Do the music, do the music.
Oh, stay there. I'm enjoying this. Introduce Bonnie Tyler. Right.
Yeah.
It's time for the music.
That's very good. That's very good.
You want me to do the rest of it?
Yeah, go on, introduce her.
It's me.
Well, whoever. I don't know, just read it out loud. Get the music on.
Right, it's time for the music now. The singer has had number one albums on both sides of the Atlantic, has sold over 20 million records, and now has set her sights on Eurovision Song Contest triumphing. That's not even that, I'm making it up, I told you. Singing the UK's entry for Malmo, Believe in Me, please welcome Bonnie Tyler!
You don't believe in signs from up above, and you laugh at the thought of putting your faith in stuff like love. You never see the rainbow, you just curse the rain. You say you wanna believe, but it's just not worth the pain today. Well, that's all fine if that's how you want it to be. But if you're feeling alone and afraid and you can't breathe, believe in you go when there's never no compromise. That's why the seconds and the minutes of the days of your life go crawling by. Well, that's all fine if that's how you want it to be. But if you're feeling alone and afraid and you can't breathe, believe in me, yeah. Believe in the way I look at you, I stand beside you, the way I speak the truth, I never lie to you. If you just believe in the things that your eyes can't see, believe in me. What you gonna do when your ship is sinking and you're crying out for help and just the seagulls listening in the dark of the night, in the middle of the fight, when you're reaching out for something and there's nothing? Believe in me. Believe in me. Stand beside you, the way I speak the truth, I never lie to you. If you just believe in the things that your eyes can see, believe in me. Thank you so much.
Bonnie! Bonnie Tyler, come and join us, too. Oh, fabulous job, you lovely lady. Bonnie Tyler, everybody. Come and sit down. That's Bennedict, Kim, Chris. Marvellous.
Thank you.
Oh, Bonnie Tyler, thank you so much for representing the United Kingdom at Eurovision.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
I just hope...
Hey, I have to tell you,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you got people from Germany here. I was in Germany, in Cologne, when they had a Star Trek. Well, what happened was I checked into this hotel and I got up in the morning, I thought I'd landed on Mars. They had one of these conventions there and everybody was dressed up. You know, all these crazy costumes, you know.
Well, that'll prepare you for Eurovision.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Eurovision Song Contest is?
No.
It's very good.
Explain to me.
It will be this year.
Yeah.
You host it.
No, I don't host it.
You don't know? Well, no. Well,
I talk over it.
For us, you do.
Yeah. I annoy people. No, it's a pan-European,
yeah.
and we use the word European very loosely. Song contest. And Bonnie Tyler here is representing the United Kingdom.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're just hoping that we don't come last for a change, you know.
Of course.
Laughing now.
As long as I do a good performance on the night, I don't care
Exactly.
what the score is.
Right.
No.
I'd love to win it for the UK, but, you know, as long as I know I've done a good job.
And because it's watched by something like 120 million people.
Yes!
And as luck would have it, the song you're singing is on your new album.
Exactly. You know what happened?
How did that work out? That worked out terribly well.
But, as you say, it happens to be on my album, but it wasn't meant to be in the Eurovision. This album was hopefully going to be out last October, but because somebody liked it for the Eurovision, we've had to put it back now, and it's coming out in a couple of days' time.
But it's a great shop window for the to sing at
Yes,
Eurovision.
120 million people, and, you know, and it's
Yeah.
good publicity.
Yeah. If 1% of them buy it, you know, ching. So believe in me. Believe in me.
Yeah.
Eurovision is on the 18th of May. I'm predicting top 5, Bonnie. I'm predicting top 5.
Oh, I think you're hoping a little bit too much. You know how political it is with
Bonnie,
our country.
allow me to dream. It's Bonnie Tyler. Very good. Right. Before we go tonight, just time for a story or two in the red chair. So who have we got? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name, sir?
Chris.
You wearing shorts?
I am.
Brave for the evening, I thought. So what do you do, Chris?
I'm an engineer.
What sort of engineer?
Mechanical engineering?
Okay. No wiser. Off you go with your story.
So I lived in Thailand for 6 months when I finished school. And Mum came to visit me at the end of it, like for like 2 weeks. And she was like, oh, yeah, you know, it's quite cheap, so let's go for a massage. I was like, oh, OK, cool. So we went for a massage, and you get in these...
With your mother?
What's wrong with that? So you're about 1 metre apart, and you're separated by a curtain. And basically, yeah, it was a good massage. There was no conversation at all going on. It was very quiet. And then, at the end, I started getting massaged in an inappropriate place.
With your mother behind a curtain?
Less than 1 metre apart.
We're not even. No. Oh, what a horrible story.
Horrible.
I can only apologise, everyone. We'll try one more. Try another.
That went on way too long.
Yeah. That's what she said. Do we have anyone else? Oh, here's somebody. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, what's your name?
Melissa.
Melissa. And where are you from, Melissa?
I live in London.
Oh, yes. And what do you do here?
Beauty therapist and makeup artist.
Right. Do you do any massage?
I do. Not that kind of massage.
No. Not that mucky massage.
No.
All right. Off you go with your story.
OK, so I was doing a treatment. This guy came in for a lower back wax. And he came into the treatment. He asked me to do the butt cheeks as well. Not surprising. I get that sometimes.
Of course you do, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was doing the lower back and then got into the cheeks. And all of a sudden, he farted.
There's a theme with these stories. I don't know if there's a convention in town. I can only apologise. Should we bow out on that, or should we try one more? All right, we'll try another one, and hopefully it's not massage or waxing related. Hello.
Hiya.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
It's George.
George. You look very tall, George.
I'm quite tall, 6'2".
Wow. OK, very good.
It's the heels, probably.
Yeah, no, you filled that chair. Well done. Well done, George. And what do you do with yourself, George?
I'm a production assistant. It's very unexciting if I go into it.
All right, let's not then. George, does your story involve mucky massage or inappropriate waxing?
No.
Good.
None of the
OK,
above.
off you go.
A couple of years ago, I was in Sydney and I went to the beach, had a swim, and got taken out by the rip tide. And I was swimming back in, and I saw this shadow in the water. And, you know, I got a bit closer to it and realised it was a human. And he was just kind of sitting at the bottom of the ocean. And I swam down, and I patted him on the head, because I kind of thought maybe he was just, you know, holding his breath with a mate or something. But I came back up, and he didn't. So I swam back down, brought him up, and, yeah, he was pretty out of it. Yeah, and then I wasn't cool about it. I hysterically screamed for help. And then some people came over, yeah, and then took him into the beach, and luckily, yeah, he survived. So
you saved a life, George?
I am a lifesaver.
He can walk! He can walk! Well done. That was very good. That's more like it. Well done, everyone. If you'd like to join us on the show and have a go with that red shirt, you can. Just contact us via our website at this very address. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all my guests tonight. Miss Bonnie Tyler. Bennedict Kamberbэтch. Kэtrolll. And Mr. Chris Pine. Join me next week with double BAFTA-nominated actress Olivia Colman, apprentice boss Lord Alan Sugar, and house star himself, Hugh Laurie. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Risk assessing and ranting next on BBC One to Basil Rickey for The Right Way.